Hi everyone, it's Ratih here, and today we're going to break down 6 essential steps to acquire a villa in Bali. Whether you're considering an investment, a personal home, or a mix of both, it's super important to well inform. So let's dive right in. Today we'll be diving into the 6 different steps that you will inevitably encounter during the process of acquiring a villa in Bali. Number 1 is finding the right property that meets both your expectation and your criteria. Number 2, conducting due diligence to make sure you're not being scammed. Number 3, choosing the right notary. Number 4, placing a deposit to secure your property against the market. Number 5, starting the contractual process. And lastly, number 6, the acquisition, signature, and key handover. But don't forget to hit the subscribe and ring the bell to stay updated in our latest video. So anyway, let's dive right in. Step 1, finding the right property. The first question you need to ask yourself is this an investment or for personal use? If it's an investment, you should check the rental returns on platforms like Airbnb or Booking.com. Use this data to calculate your ROI and talk to a management company for more insight. An absolutely amazing trick to find out more about rental yields of your area is to find out at online website called airbnb.com. You can go on this website and it will give you all the details of the Airbnb rental incomes in each area, occupancy rates, and also any other information. If you're looking to acquire a villa in Bali for personal use, make sure the property suits your lifestyle and needs. And if you're planning a mix of investment and personal use, you will need to find a balance between both of your lifestyle and what appeals to typical people coming to Bali on holidays. It will be extremely challenging to find a property that perfectly fits both. The key will be to find a healthy balance, and you will have to do some sacrifice when it comes to design and comfort. Next, if you find a property that meets your expectation, you should evaluate the seller's reputation. Has he had positive feedback from other clients? Also consider the design, location, and size of the property. Does it align with your criteria and goals? If you're buying a property that is either off-plan or still under construction, it is crucial for you to have the entire trust that the developer will lead the project to completion. You will be entirely dependent on him completing his part of the agreement. Step 2 is the due diligence. This process can be conducted by an appointed notary for basic checks, but you also have the option to hire a third-party lawyer for more precise review. First, check the zoning of the property. The main zoning categories in Bali are red, yellow, and green, each indicating different types of permits. Essentially, you really want to stay away from the green zoning. Red is the best for your villa but quite rare. We call it the gold standard, and yellow is the standard one. Anyway guys, the old EMB permit system has been replaced by PBG, which is the authorization to build, and SLF, which determines the building's usage. The issue is you can get either of them if you're in a green zone. A way of making sure the developer or a seller is up to date with the current legal changes. Did he mention EMB, or is he aware of the new regulation changes that is now called PBG or SLF? You should be able to understand the master contract terms and subleases. Ensure all contracts are consistent and that you inherit all rights from the developer for the entire duration. There could be scenarios where the land was leased multiple times, so make sure you check out all the historical data. Another very important point that usually overlooked is an access road. Ensure you have legal access to the property. This is often overlooked but crucial. Also check for any ongoing legal disputes over the land. Ensure land taxes or PBB are paid, and verify the villa's location matches the master lease and land certificate. Step 3, choosing the notary. As a buyer, you have the right to pick your notary. Choose a reputable notary as they will be handling your cash and the transaction. You can also hire a third-party lawyer to oversee the transaction for deeper due diligence, but it might take more time and increase the risk of losing the deal. Step 4, the deposit. Why is it so important? A deposit buys you time to conduct proper due diligence. It is usually refundable as it's held in a notary escrow account. With this, you can sign a pre-sale agreement or get a verbal confirmation from the seller to lock the property for a specific period. We never say it enough, do not hesitate to put a deposit to lock your property in. We have so many countless scenarios that the buyer have started the contractual process without placing the deposit. The issue is the contractual process can take time, and without a deposit, the seller is exempt of any offers from the interested buyers. If a deposit fully refundable, it costs nothing to place it except the transaction fees. Step 5 is the contractual process. This involves creating a contract between you and the seller, where you can add a clauses to make sure the transaction is feel safer. You are free to add any clause that will make you feel safer about the transaction with the notary and seller's confirmation. You can never be safe enough. When you're buying a new property, the building or commercial permit might be still in the process, and this is absolutely normal for a brand new villa. You should request a clause that mentions a retainer fee held by the notary until permit delivery. This makes the transaction safer. Once the seller, the notary, and you are agreed on the contract, you can finally proceed the final step. And the final step is acquisition and contractual signature, followed by payments and key handover. Once you have a signature date, you will meet the seller at the notary's office and get to signing the seller's agreement. A super important point is that you need to make sure the copy of the contract you sign matches the one you confirmed previously. After the signature, you should have a couple weeks to make the payments, and then you'll have the right to get the keys and move into your new villa. And congratulations, you secured your property in Bali. So guys, before we met the conclusion, I really want to add one thing that you have to know is that you really need to keep an eye on the property during the warranty period. So anything that comes up should be immediately informed to the sellers to make sure it's shorted ASAP. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and if you really find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who's thinking of buying property in Bali. Don't forget to subscribe for any guides and tips. See you next time!